This is the SX Strat. Very nice looking and affordable. Is it any good? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to another video with me, Elmo J. Karjalainen, and it's good to have you along. You can call me this guy if my name is tricky to pronounce. Today we're taking a look at the SX Strat. Now, before we go on, I would like to say that this video is sponsored by the good people on my Patreon who support this channel. You guys are awesome. If you want to check that out, there's a link in the description. You get all of my music lessons, access to exclusives and stuff like that. You can even take it for free if you treat it as a trial. So yeah, let's get on with this. This is a Strat which costs 249 euros. It's the SX Strat. Says VTG series. I assume VTG is vintage. Custom handmade, made in China. 21 frets, swamp ash body, maple neck, maple fretboard with a funny little binding, which is weird on a Strat, but yeah, looks nice. The frets are medium jumbo. The website was a bit, yeah, not too much in the way of specs, but it looks like a Strat. It feels like a Strat. And it looks very nice. Nothing looks overly cheap, but or at the same time it doesn't like scream quality. There was no fret sprout on this. Slight sharpness on a couple of frets, but I haven't had to do anything to that. On the back side we can see that the neck is bolted on with just 3 screws, and then you have the whammy bar, which the block is that kind of cheap thing. Yeah, that's to be expected for this price. The neck joint itself looks nice. So, and the tuners, yeah, they're not the cheapest of the cheap. So let's see how it plays and sounds. What else do I have here? I have my Marshall Plexi, which isn't entirely clean. I have a Marshall cab. I have a Strymon Riverside overdrive. I have some delay in the loop. This is what it sounds like without anything apart from, or without overdrive, shall we say. So not entirely clean, but you can clean that up with the volume pot. Tone pot works, yes. This tone pot only wired to the middle pickup, which is quite standard. I personally prefer it to be wired here as well. Lets me roll off a bit of the tone on this and do slightly more Jeff Becky type stuff. But yes, let's play a bit more. Okay, so far so good. Let's add a bit of overdrive. Gonna out-tune. Let me tune it. Okay, so before we go on, I did have huge issues with tuning when I was just playing around with it a bit before I started filming. Whenever if I sneezed at the whammy bar, it just went horribly out of tune. That's been remedied, at least to some extent, by I lubed the nuts here, so the strings don't get stuck. If you have that issue, you can use a pencil and just get the string out of the way and add some pencil that will lube up the nut, or you can use something like guitar lube or nut sauce. Yeah, I just like saying those words. And that will help. But we'll see how well this stays in tune when we give the whammy bar a proper go later on. Let's add even more overdrive. Actually, let's see how noisy these pickups are, because I have the Strymon has a built-in noise gate, but I have another overdrive here, the SLOD by Rodenberg, the Steve Lukather overdrive, which doesn't have a noise gate. So when I turn it on, it sounds like this. But let's see, I open up the volume and let's see how much noise the pickups make. Okay, so quite a lot of noise. The bridge pickup has pickup squeal as well. That won't be an issue if you're playing at home, just practicing. If you're using small amounts of gain, that shouldn't be an issue either. Let's use the Riverside, kill some of that noise. let's see how it stays in tune. This is the way it's in tune now. Yeah, just the low E string went a bit wonky, and just solved that by just doing that. Very nice indeed. Actually, I quite like this guitar. For the price, I think it's great. I like the finish. I'm partial to a natural finish. I think the binding looks a bit weird, but I'm so not used to that on a Strat. But I mean, you take this guitar, let's say you're a beginner, you invest a bit more than your 100 or 150 euros on your first guitar, or maybe you want to upgrade from your first guitar. This is a good option, good for practicing at home. You swap out the pickups later on and you'll have a very good guitar. You can swap out the whammy bar for something a bit better, maybe replace the nuts, but the actual guitar itself, great stuff for 250 euros. Yeah, if you want to check SX Guitars out, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape or form, so I won't be making any money if you buy something from them. But just for ease for you to have a look. The only downside I can find with this guitar is the pickups. So other than that, I think it's great. If you want to check out more of my guitar reviews, there's a playlist here. There's also a playlist with my music. Please check that out. If you want all of my music, all of my lessons and all of that, you can check out my Patreon. There's a link in the description. I hope you liked the video. Click like if you did. Comment, let me know what you thought. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification thing. And above all, I hope you have a nice day. And I hope to see you in another video. Take care. Bye.